Aries,
What's up, so
welcome.
people get on
Yeah, let's wait. All right, what we got?
people getting on there. So what's up with y'all tonight, man? I'm gonna jump on here. This is the thing with the screen right there.
Okay, this right here, it's really nice.
Yeah,
So it makes me look there. All right,
I look right there.
what's up, visionaries? What's up? We'll give it one more minute. Should we get another minute
A
or?
couple more people get on there.
Yeah, let's allow a couple more people to get in there. But notice while we waiting the whole setup. That's right. This is volume two. We're gonna call this volume two because in volume two we get a little bit more spicier. We get a little bit more intimate. We talk about deeper things in a relationship. So yeah, I'm excited about it. This is actually the first volume two.
Yeah, first Friday night.
Yeah, Friday Night Live. Friday Night Live special. All right, so has it been a minute?
Yeah.
I'm ready to hop on in because tonight's topic is juicy. And I know I say that a lot, but really, the topic is juicy tonight, visionary. So tonight, we're going to discuss something that I like to call booty duty. Okay, yeah, that's right, I said it. Booty duty. All right, so this is the time. The kids shouldn't be on Facebook or YouTube nowhere this late, but if they are, put them away because we're gonna have grown folk conversation tonight. All right. So it's been brought to our attention a lot that in a relationship and marriages, a partner's holding back intimacy from the other partner.
Yeah.
And that's causing some real damage. It's really wreaking havoc on relationships and marriages. So it's an open discussion. We would love feedback, We'd love to, hop on,
comment in the
comment, let us know how you feel about it. So do you want to come from a man perspective first, or you want to, how you want to go about it, babe?
I don't know. Like I said, so what do you think why do you think people will hold sex?
I think there can be a couple of reasons why people withhold sex. It's not healthy though. So number one, coming from a woman's perspective, I believe a woman will hold back sex if they're not being primed, up until that point. And what I mean by that is just the day is just going along, up until the time it's time to go to bed.
And then they won't sex.
And then bam, the man is the husband or the boyfriend ready to have sex. You got to do a little better than that when it comes to a woman. We want to be talked to in a good, decent way. We want to be told how beautiful we are. We like things, and it's going to depend on what a woman's love language is, even a man.
Yeah.
So we might be a person who like words of affirmation. Give us that affirmation during the day. For me, thinking of women is going to be, because I am a woman, so it's going to start outside of the bedroom for us, mature women.
Yeah.
And I know them young bucks, they might can just,
Yeah, but when you're young, it starts off like that, but then sooner or later you get after the honeymoon stage, you got to do more intimacy.
A little more.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like I said, intimate do start outside the bedroom. I think men, we forget that. And you do be ready to just go at nighttime, but we forget that intimacy starts outside of the bedroom, especially for a woman.
Yeah.
And it's just for us to not lose that courting thing that we do when we first trying to get the woman.
Oh man, yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things that disconnect comes when we try to get the woman. We be so ambitious, we do all this and that, but then when we get in a relationship, we no longer do that. We expect the woman just to put up.
Yeah, and that can go both ways too. Yeah. You get married to your man and you like, oh, I got him. I ain't got to be on booty duty no more like I used to be. But I believe that booty duty, if you had in the beginning, if you were making love to your man or having sex all the time, you gotta kind of keep it going. I ain't saying that you're gonna always, because the older you get, yeah, depending on how long your relationship, how long you've been married, the older you get, it's gonna naturally slow down. But you still, you gotta go in it like, I'm in love with my husband. I'm gonna give my husband some good love, and some of that nature. Now, I gotta go in here and be on booty duty. Oh Lord. So all of that matters when it comes, to intimacy.
Yeah.
Especially long term.
Yeah.
Okay, and I feel like it's easy to take your husband for granted or your wife, but right now I'm speaking for the women. It's easy to take them for granted and just think that you got them.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a good man.
Yeah.
It's easy to be like, oh, I got him. He ain't going nowhere, But the same way, that same love, that same spark you have for your man, trust and believe, there's some vultures out there.
Yeah,
there's some vultures out there that got a spark for your man too. You know what I'm saying?
And they willing to put out, like you said, a lot. They willing to put out.
Yeah, they're willing to put out. So never take your man, your good husband, or your good woman, good wife, for granted.
Yeah.
I think withholding sex is terrible. Okay, I know that you're not gonna always want it.
Yeah.
In my particular, for me, sex not on the top of my list. It's not something that I absolutely need.
Yeah.
Because I'm fulfilled when it comes to my husband. The things that you've done, I'm full. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't need sex to make me feel, like I'm loved or anything. That's just like, I say that's like third.
Yeah.
Because, the way that you have treated me through the years, the things that you do, the way you give me my affirmations, the love language that I receive from you, I'm full.
Yeah.
And the sex is kind of just like a
icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah, and I think so many people we neglect it, that we need to. Sometimes it's not intimacy. You can be feel intimacy without having sex, but you need to be intentional about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you feel to be intentional about it, then you realize that it's just like an obligation or a duty or a chore, and you're not being intentional necessarily about not just pleasing your husband.
Yeah, I believe that, but I believe if you're not a good sex partner, but you good mentally with your wife, you know what I'm saying? If you know how to get in her mind and you do the things that she loves, then I feel like that, she'll give it up. So if you get married and the intimacy just dies, then there's something blocking that connection. Like what's unrooted, like something going on there. Yeah, maybe it's a lack of communication.
And I think too often we wait too long to start communicating about the sexual preferences and sexual things. So, and if you wait too long, once you start wait too long, too much time passes, and it becomes resentment starts to build.
Yeah.
So then it's like you've been trying, and I don't even want to talk about it no more. I don't want to try no more because I keep trying and you're not doing it. But we gotta find out what's the problem, why. And that comes with open communication.
Yeah, and a lot of times just knowing, that if you marriage is for the long haul. It ain't just we get married and everything fall off, even though I know that happened. Yeah. But I guess people should take marriage more seriously.
Because you're looking at long term. So if you like 10 years and you fall, your sex drive already dropping off after 10 years. What's it gonna look like 30, 40, 50 years?
I thought you were gonna say like 10 days.
No, I mean even 5, 10 years, but because you're looking at you young, you're in your 30s, and you still got about 30, 40 more years to go. The man might be, or the woman might, both of them might be sexually active, at least like 60s and 65.
Right.
So you got a long time to go for the sex life to be dying so quickly.
Yeah.
And y'all not building up the mental intimacy connection.
Right. So that takes me back to the beginning of a relationship. Like, really be honest with each other. You know, like before you get married. Okay, if you got a fiance, y'all about to get married or something. Like, really have real conversations with each other when it comes to sex. What you expect, you know, what you don't expect. You know, just have those expectations already set so that when you get married, you know what you're looking forward to. You know,
and you most of you damn sure gotta have those expectations set because you kind of set like a physical agreement when you having sex in the beginning. How many times you have when you having sex before marriage? You doing a lot of shit. Y'all probably having a freak fest. Y'all doing all this and that. Y'all then when the marriage get there, you stop.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of set the expectation of what the man thought what you thought he was married. Even though you know things change, but you can't. A big drastic change in any kind of people's what's going on is kind of like most people like what's going on. It's a big deter when it's a big change in physical activities, intimate activities, or any kind of activities. Even with even I know the woman feel the same way with far as building intimate connections, like talking and stuff, because more stuff goes on outside of the bedroom.
Yeah, I think it's imperative that we not use sex as a weapon.
Yeah.
Sex is not a weapon, especially in a marriage or any time, but in a marriage, it's not a weapon. God blessed us with what we got to please our husband and wives. Okay, so what kind of effects, babe, do you feel withholding intimacy from a partner can have on a man or a woman? But I would say a man because men take on most of the responsibility of,
a man is more
the day-to-day. Yeah.
I'd say, like I said, resentment. And if you do too much and there's too much gap, the man may go out and cheat. I mean, that's why a lot of men out here cheat because the relationship sex got changed. Some people cheat because they just addicted to it and they wasn't committed in the first place. But some men cheat because they're not having sex at home. Not frequently enough where they feeling fulfilled. Like it might be good enough for you, but y'all never really talk to connect to find out what's good enough for both people. So when the Bible says the only times you're supposed to stop having sex or deprive from your partners if you spend the time to God on agreed upon situation or upon agreed upon situation. So you shouldn't be withholding sex unless both of y'all agree on it. Sex is something that, and that's an important part, especially for a man. So it's something that both of y'all should agree on. Like we're gonna have sex. I know you probably want sex 1, 2, 3 times a month or 4 times, whatever be the case. Y'all got to come to agreement on how frequently or how we need to at least have sex twice.
Right.
A minimum and a max of sex.
Right. So is that daily? You saying?
Monthly.
Twice a month.
No, I'm saying whoever falls there, but some people might.
Whatever they.
Yeah, whatever every relationship is different, so you might be good with twice a month.
Yeah.
I mean, you might work but you should never schedule.
That's what that was. Hey, no, but I was going to ask you, what do you think about schedule?
No, man.
Schedule sex.
No, you should never schedule sex. That when you schedule sex, that feel like a chore.
Right, it feel like you're going to work.
You feel like you're going to work.
I gotta go to work
Wednesday, man. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I go to work.
Yeah, it should never feel like a job. Okay, this is all about love and connection. So yeah, it should never feel like that. Because if you put that in your mind, then you're gonna go into it like that.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta give them some. Let me go get this over with. Instead of, like we said, going in there, to please your husband or please your wife.
Yeah, and like I say, the most biggest thing is the dialogue that we say in our head about the situation. So we saying positive things like I'm going to, not just like I'm going to please him, but I'm going to enjoy my husband. See, and I'm going to enjoy my husband, not going to let me go give him some. I'm going to enjoy my husband because I know our intimate time is something that he enjoys. So I enjoy. I might not enjoy getting up to it, but when I'm doing it, I enjoy it with my husband or with my wife.
Right. Yeah. Another thing that I think about men, like if your man is kind of turned off and not, really performing, it could be the way you're looking around the house. Mm-hmm. What you think about that? I believe that, sometimes around the house, I know it's our comfort zone and like we have to get dressed up and go to work and dressed up to go all these places. But when we think about it, we getting dressed up for the outside world. We getting dressed out for us women, really. We getting dressed up to show the other girls that we did it up. We're not getting dressed to show our husband or our man at home what we about, and that we still got it. Yeah. So I think sometimes men might be out the mood.
Yeah, I mean,
because you're walking around with a bonnet on, that bonnet.
Yeah, the man get the best, the person at the house get the best version, the worst version of you. Mm-hmm. But the people outside get the best version of you.
Right. And so it's kind of backwards.
Yeah, it's the deal. The best version should be given to the people we love the most, and that's the people in the inside of our household.
Right. And we don't have to walk around with like negligees and stuff on all the time. Sometimes that's good, but we can put on the wife beater with the boy shorts, Yeah.
Something that's revealing.
Yeah, something that, like a nice gown.
Yeah, so you can still see. So you can you always want to have the man enticed when you're around him.
Especially if, we speaking on an empty nester standpoint. So, if the kid's not,
if the kids are gone, you can it's our whole bar.
That's right.
You can't walk around with lingerie on. Everybody better call before they come.
Okay. Well, you going to see something. But, keeping it, pretty around the house. And that can go two ways too, because you don't want to be that woman walking around the house enticing your man, but you holding it back.
Yeah.
So don't be walking around in these boy shorts and stuff enticing your man, but then he try to get up on you and you like, you ain't get none of this. No time soon.
Yeah.
And
that's because they feel like they got the man and they don't have to put it on no more.
Right.
One person like to have sex with a man every time before he go out. So therefore he's not going out in the streets feeling like unfulfilled. Because anything can happen and the devil attacks the area where you lack. Mm-hmm. So if you neglect in one area, the devil say, "Oh, that's a door. Let me get inside that door."
Right.
So if you neglecting sex in your marriage, then the devil say, "That's a door. Let me get inside that door. Let me walk in that door that they got open." Because you're not guarding that door. You're just letting it just happen.
Right. In that case, ladies, go to the job on lunch break. Go everywhere like where he at. Go ahead and drain them on out.
Yeah, and sex
he won't have no drive for nobody else.
Should be spontaneous sometimes. Sometimes you should do something spontaneous like at the job. Maybe y'all go, man, you get the garage.
Don't go to jail.
Sex shouldn't always be in the bed at night. The mundane thing. Sometimes we gotta spice it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like going to work again, because same time, same place.
Same time, same place.
So it should definitely be spontaneous from time to time. Get on out there, especially if you went in for the long haul. If you're married, spice that thing up. Keep it spicy. Yeah, that's one of the ways we do. Even though, like I said, I'm full. I hold my baby full, so sex ain't, like the top thing. It's just icing on the cake. All right, but every relationship not like that. So yet you could be fresh in your relationship. So if you fresh, by all means, don't use your intimacy as a weapon.
Yeah, but like I said, when a lot of times when a man is unfulfilled, he will get to cheating because the sex and intimacy in the relationship start time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when the sex is intimate, or you get too complacent, or you just you feel like it's not an obligation, then the man feels neglected. Yeah. And like I say, men cheat because of intimacy, or they got a sexual problem. But women cheat for lack of emotion. And that what you just say?
Yeah, I would, because we're emotional creatures.
So if men cheating because of lack of intimacy, that means when a man is out there cheating, if he don't have a sex problem, then that means there's a gap that happen in that sexual relationship. Maybe, like I said, too often we go too long without addressing. We get too complacent. We start just going through the motions, and we forget the most important thing is in a relationship. In any relationship, is to be attentive, to be present. See, if you present, you won't fall out of the gap. You won't fall out of the notion of what's going on. But once you there, but you're not present, y'all just start being roommates. Then the gap starts being created because y'all start just existing with each other and not really paying attention, not really building that. We're still dating, we're still growing, we're still getting to know each other. Because once you get married, you don't stop getting to know each other. Right. Because some people, a lot of people, they don't. They might not open up everything to you while y'all not married. Right. They might hold some things off to tell you or to talk to you about until y'all get married. But if you stop talking, you stop growing, you start getting to know each other, then you kind of break that connection. And anything stop growing to each other, then you're growing apart. Once you stop growing to each other, you're growing apart. So, but like I said, for a man, that's intimacy. For a woman, that's emotional connections. So I think when the sex starts falling off, both parties a lot of times play a role in that. Yeah. So it's not just the woman stop having sex because she got the man. The man also stopped pursuing the woman because he feel like I got the woman. Right. So I don't have to date her. I don't have to do the things I used to do to get her. Right. I don't have to learn her. I don't have to know her anymore. Like, learn who she is. But believe it or not, with time, people change. Yeah. So relationships, marriages, it is just not a thing. It's something that's evolving that you work on. It is just not a relationship. It's growth. It's continual growth. So it's continual learning about who we with, knowing what this person like. Because like mine in his 20s. Yeah. Demanded something different. Like now, at his age now, he demands different things. So I learned my man at the age he is now, he's constantly growing, as so am I. So he got to learn me too. Like, he know me, I ain't saying that, but 18 years we constantly evolve. We're not the same people we were in our 20s. Yeah. Different things move us differently now. Yeah, and we still here. We're going on 19 years of marriage, and we still learning each other. Mm-hmm. Been together going on 21 years, but we still learning each other. Mm-hmm. We still every day because we talk. We still learning new things about each other. Right. And when more communications are involved in a relationship, more intimacy will be involved. Yeah. When you lack the communication, you're probably gonna lack the intimacy because intimacy always comes from a lack of something. Mm-hmm. So communication helps you find out why the intimacy is lacking. Right. That's what communication does. That communication will help you find why your wife is not having sex with you like that. Right. Because how can you ever know if you don't know? You gotta talk. Or you never ask. You gotta ask. You don't know what you don't know. Yeah. And sometimes somebody not gonna come out and tell you. Right. Because obviously if it was that simple, then you would know why they not having sex. You would say, well, she was messed with or he was messed with as a child, so that's why you don't want to have that much intimacy or don't feel connected to you like that where they want to have sex. Yeah, and some people in relationships expect you to know. Yeah. They expect you to be a mind reader. Yeah. And if we can read minds, every relationship will be good. Wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, so a lack of intimacy, again, it can cause loss of connection between partners, and that connection is definitely needed. Yeah. Like I said, if you in it for the long haul and you married, Mm-hmm.
You have to have connection. You have to have communication. When you withholding sex or intimacy from your partner, that's a big part.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big connection.
I mean, for people, that's everybody need physical connection, emotional intimacy, and friendship, community. I mean, certain things people need, like, and everybody's different. Man might need different from woman might be, but certain things people need to keep that connection alive. And when we go too many days, too many weeks, too many months without that connection that we feel that keeps our connection to you alive, then that starts, like I said, it starts building resentment. It starts creating gaps. And the more we go without fulfilling that gap, then that marriage is going to end up, or that relationship is going to end up falling apart.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine the feelings of isolation and loneliness that comes with that loss of connection.
Yeah, because you could be in a marriage and you not connected because the physical connection not there.
Mm-hmm. Also, when you withhold intimacy from your partner, it's going to have a big impact on their self-esteem.
Yeah.
Okay, so, being denied that intimacy by somebody's spouse can negatively impact self-esteem and confidence. And that leads to inadequacy or rejection.
Yeah. And ultimately, the consequences of that is probably going to be increased conflict. Sometimes you see your man angry. If y'all not having sex, if that man's language is intimacy, then he's probably going to be angry. It's probably going to be a lot of tension because you're withholding sex. And that's going to create withholding sex, withholding something that man or that person feel like is their love language. They need to kind of keep that connection going up. It's going to create resentment, conflicts, and tension inside the relationship.
Yeah, and so again, if you that type of person who's not into intimacy like that, and you end up dating somebody who is, and you know that, don't marry this person.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an epic fail.
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up for an epic fail.
Because some people, they do marry when their sex drive is completely different. Like, you don't like to have sex like that, and the person you with likes to have sex, and he thought that it would change when he got with you, and all of a sudden you set him up for the okie doke, saying you would be different, and you're not different. That's going to break that relationship up.
Yeah.
And it's caused that man to go seeking intimacy outside of the relationship. Because the man goes outside the relationship, the man cheating, he's seeking intimacy. And why he seeking intimacy? Because intimacy not home. Man don't go cheat if he at home getting filled.
Right.
And sometimes if you know your man's sexual habit, sometimes you gotta drain that thing. You gotta drain him.
Yeah.
And man can only produce sperm a certain amount of hours. So if you drain that man, you like, well, drain him.
Absolutely.
Morning, noon, and afternoon, I'm draining that man.
Absolutely, but just don't withhold it. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I heard somebody say, and it's a little off topic, but it's not. But I heard it said that men, they can go sleep with somebody and, like not even give a fuck. Excuse my language. They don't even care. It's just sex to them. Whereas women step out and cheat, they get emotionally attached. It's that attachment, and they kind of want to build a bond.
Yeah, because
with a person.
Women cheat because they're emotionally disconnected.
Yeah. Men
cheat because they physically disconnected.
But they don't really get attached like women.
They can go,
if they got another, like a wife at home or something, they
because
can go.
Because it's a physical thing versus a woman, it's a mental thing. So they tell you, like I said, men only cheat when that's a physical disconnection. So if you want to keep your relationship alive, you need to find that balance between sex and no sex between your partner. So find out what meets both of you in the middle, where that your partner feels satisfied and you feel satisfied, where it's not a job, but it's I'm pleasing my husband. I'm meeting him, and I ain't doing too much where I feel like it's work. But I'm doing just enough to keep him satisfied, to keep him from going out there seeking physical intimacy outside of our relationship.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So another thing withholding intimacy can do is it can have a adverse effect on mental health.
Yeah.
And emotional health, as my baby just said not too long ago. If that's somebody's love language, or if that's something that keeps a person going, then they're gonna be looking forward to that. And so, not having withholding that is like withholding drugs, drugs from an addict or something. They need it. They kind of need it. So that constant rejection and lack of physical affection can take a toll on somebody's mental health and well-being, and that leads to stress, anxiety, and even depression. Believe it or not, I know that once a man has sex, the stress is released. It's like a stress reliever.
It's a stress reliever.
Yeah, and for some women too. Some women probably need it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a release. It's a bust of a if the woman if she orgasms, if she not, then it's like it's a thing. But if she is, then it's a release for both of them, especially for both. Yeah. It's not sometimes ain't nothing like a freshman in the morning or before you go to work or something.
Or a sleeping pill.
Yeah, or a sleeping pill, good sleeping pill at night.
Absolutely.
So what would you think that the simplest thing they can do if they having a sex marriage? What can they do to create this spark?
I know this might sound repetitive, but I would have to say communicate. You have to communicate to reconnect. For the men, knowing your wife love language. If you don't know it, communicate to her. Women, communicate to him. Learn each other. Know the likes and dislikes. That way,
but you got to talk about it. You got to talk.
Communication. That way, if the man know what his woman like and stuff, there's no way that he can't juice her up all day to get that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The intimacy at night or whenever.
Yeah, and I think that might be one of the biggest things. Sometimes people just don't talk about sex. Yeah. Like they don't talk about baby,
this is what I want.
How many times I want to have? What floats you? How would you like me to touch you or do things to you to kind of get you in the mood? She might say, "I want words for affirmation, baby."
Okay.
But we got to find out what we do needed to keep our person in the loop of wanting to please us without making it be a chore.
Right.
Go
ahead, man.
Good.
I was about to get to this letter, but it was also something about intimacy too. But get that thing going. All right, y'all. So we do have an open letter. How can I say it? Well, you can send a letter to our email and we'll read it, give you some advice on, how we feel we can help your situation, or, we talk to you a little bit more about your situation. Mm-hmm. And so we got a letter from one of our clients that we wanted to read.
And you can also, if you guys want to send us a letter, you can send it to our website at tinylamonline.com, and there's a comment section right there. You can write us a letter. We get the letter right there, and it comes right to our email.
Mm-hmm. Or tnl.jvisions@gmail.com. You can also send it there. All right, and we'll be more than happy to anonymously read that letter and help you through whatever it is you're going through. Yeah. Give our advice, okay, as relationship coaches. So here's the letter. Dear Tanya Lamont, I hope this message finds you both well. I'm writing you today with a heavy heart and a sense of vulnerability that I haven't felt in a long time. It's difficult to admit that in my own marriage, I'm facing challenges, but I believe that seeking guidance and support is a crucial step towards growth and healing. To start right there.
That's the first thing.
That's the first thing. Absolutely correct. Okay. So over the past few months, I've noticed a significant shift in our intimacy, particularly in the physical aspect of our relationship. While I understand that every marriage goes through its ups and downs, the lack of sexual intimacy between us has left me feeling disconnected and unfulfilled. It's been difficult for me to express this openly, but I know that addressing these issues is essential for the health and longevity of our marriage. I'm so excited that you wrote us and you took this step to addressing it. I know how, hard that was to actually sit down and get this to us. So yeah, we definitely commend you on this. All right, so you got something to say?
I would say, like I said, sometimes most people don't recognize their disconnect and intimacy like that. So the first thing, like I said, our father, because he recognized it.
It's actually a dude.
Well, I apply him. Like I said, the first thing is to recognize it. And if we can recognize it, if we're aware of something, we can change it.
Yes.
But see, like Harriet Tubman, she said, I could have saved more slaves if they only knew they were slaves. Some people don't know that they're a slave. That relationship is lack of intimacy. So if you recognizing that your relationship is lack of intimacy is the first step to go in and change it. Now I think you need to do is the right tools to do that.
Right.